5. Warning signs. Your environment is keeping you in a low vibration. Have you ever felt like no matter how much inner work you do, no matter how many affirmations you say, no matter how much you meditate, something is still pulling you down? Like an invisible weight keeping you stuck, draining your energy and lowering your vibration? What if I told you that sometimes it's not just about your mindset, but the environment you are in? The people, the places, the energy that surrounds you on a daily basis. These hidden forces can either lift you up or keep you trapped in a low-frequency reality. Most people never realize how much their environment controls them. They think their struggles are internal, but often the source of their stagnation is external, and until you recognize it, you will stay stuck in cycles of negativity, frustration, and low energy. Your environment is like the soil in which you are planted. If the soil is toxic, the plant will struggle to grow, no matter how much sunlight or water it receives. You could be doing all the right things, reading spiritual books, practicing gratitude, setting goals, but if your environment is poisoning your energy, you will always feel resistance. And here's the dangerous part. If you stay in a low vibrational environment long enough, you start to normalize it. You start believing that this is just how life is. You stop questioning why you feel drained, uninspired, or disconnected. You tell yourself, it's just stress, or maybe I'm not trying hard enough. But what if the real issue is not you, but the energy field you are immersed in every single day?
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
The first sign that your environment is keeping you in a low vibration is that you constantly feel drained, mentally, emotionally, and even physically. Have you ever noticed how certain places or people seem to exhaust you, even if you haven't done anything physically demanding? You could be in a room full of people, listening to conversations, and yet, by the time you leave, you feel like you run a marathon. This is not a coincidence. This is energy. Some people and places radiate low vibrations, fear, resentment, gossip, negativity, and if you are around that energy for too long, it starts to affect you. Even if you are not consciously engaging with it, your subconscious mind is absorbing everything. Your nervous system is picking up on the energy, and over time it weakens your aura, making you more susceptible to falling into lower emotional states yourself. The second warning sign is that you feel stuck, as if no matter what you do, nothing changes. You set goals, you try to take action, but something always seems to block you. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and you realize that you are in the exact same place, facing the same struggles, dealing with the same problems. This is a major red flag. High vibrational environments promote growth. They inspire expansion, creativity, new ideas, and movement. But low vibrational environments trap you in loops. They reinforce the same patterns over and over again, keeping you in a cycle of stagnation. If you feel like you are running in place, it may not be because you are not trying hard enough. It may be because your environment is anchoring you to a lower timeline. The third sign is that you are surrounded by people who do not align with your higher self. Pay attention to the conversations happening around you. Are they uplifting, inspiring, and filled with possibility? Or are they focused on complaining, blaming, and talking about problems without solutions? Energy is contagious. If you are constantly around people who operate from fear, scarcity, and limitation, that energy will inevitably seep into your own mindset. You may think, but I don't engage with the negativity. but simply being around it is enough to influence your subconscious. The human brain is wired to mirror the energy around it. If you spend enough time in an environment of low consciousness, your own vibration will begin to match it, even if you don't realize it. Now, let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt truly alive? When was the last time you walked into a space and felt your energy rise instead of fall? If you are struggling to remember, that is a sign that your environment is starving your soul. The spaces we inhabit should nourish us, inspire us, and make us feel expansive. But if your environment is filled with stress, clutter, negativity, or uninspiring energy, it will slowly drain your life force. The fourth warning sign is that you experience frequent inner conflict. Your intuition is telling you one thing, but your environment is pushing you in another direction. You feel a deep knowing that you are meant for more, but the energy around you keeps reinforcing doubt, fear, and hesitation. This creates an internal battle, a tug-of-war between your soul's calling and the limitations of your surroundings. And the longer you stay in this state, the more disconnected you become from your true self. You start to silence your inner voice. You start to accept the limitations around you as reality. And before you know it, you lose touch with the part of you that knows you are meant for something greater. The fifth and most dangerous sign is that you have started to adapt to the low vibration. This is the most subtle but most destructive effect of a toxic environment. At first, you may notice the negativity, you may feel the heaviness, but over time your mind begins to normalize it. You stop questioning why you feel low energy all the time. You stop wondering why you're not inspired anymore. You start to believe that this is just how life is. And once that happens, breaking free becomes even harder because you no longer recognize that you are trapped. So now I want you to really reflect. Is your environment supporting your highest self, or is it keeping you in a lower frequency? Are the people around you helping you grow, or are they reinforcing limitation? Does your space inspire you, or does it drain you? And most importantly, do you have the courage to change it? How to identify hidden energy drains in your life that are lowering your vibration without you even realizing it. Most people think that low vibration comes from obvious sources: negative people, toxic relationships, stressful jobs. But the truth is, the things that drain your energy the most are often the ones you don't notice. They are the silent forces operating in the background of your life, subtly pulling you down little by little, until one day you wake up wondering why you feel so exhausted, uninspired, and disconnected. These hidden energy drains are everywhere, and unless you become aware of them, they will keep you trapped in a low frequency without you even realizing it. One of the most overlooked energy drains is clutter. And I don't just mean physical clutter, I mean mental, emotional, and energetic clutter as well. Look around your space right now. Is it clean, organized, and filled with things that inspire you? Or is it chaotic, messy, and filled with things that no longer serve you? Your external space is a direct reflection of your internal energy. When your environment is cluttered, your mind feels cluttered. When you are surrounded by things that carry stagnant energy, old items you don't use, unfinished projects, broken things you keep meaning to fix, it creates a subconscious weight that lowers your vibration. Every time you walk into a cluttered space, your energy subtly drops. You may not consciously notice it, but your subconscious mind does. But physical clutter is just the beginning. What about mental clutter? The constant stream of unnecessary information, distractions, and noise that fills your mind every day? Social media, negative news, mindless scrolling. These things seem harmless, but they are slowly depleting your energy. Every time you consume information that does not serve your highest good, you are giving away a piece of your focus, a piece of your mental clarity, and over time this creates a state of inner fog, a feeling of being overwhelmed, overstimulated, and unable to access your own intuition. Then there's emotional clutter, unresolved emotions, past traumas, relationships that you have outgrown but continue to hold on to. Every time you keep something in your life that no longer aligns with your highest self, you are carrying an energetic burden. You may think, "It's not a big deal," or "I've moved on," but energy does not lie. If you have unresolved pain, if you are holding on to resentment, if you are staying in relationships out of obligation rather than alignment, these things are silently draining you. And the worst part? You may have gotten so used to carrying this weight that you don't even realize how much lighter you could feel if you let it go. Another hidden energy drain is the people you interact with daily. And I'm not just talking about obvious toxic relationships. Sometimes the people who drain your energy the most are not the ones who are openly negative, but the ones who subtly pull you into lower frequencies. The friend who always complains but never takes action to change their life. The co-worker who thrives on gossip and drama. The family member who constantly reminds you of your past mistakes. You may think it's just small talk, but energy is contagious. Every interaction you have is either raising or lowering your vibration, and if you are constantly engaging with people who operate from fear, lack, or negativity, that energy is influencing you more than you think. Then there's the energy of the places you spend time in. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately felt heavy, anxious, or uneasy? That's because spaces hold energy. If you spend a lot of time in places that carry low vibrations, offices filled with stress, homes filled with unresolved tension, cities pulsing with chaotic energy, your own vibration will start to match that frequency. This is why certain places make you feel alive and inspired, while others make you feel drained and stuck. The energy of a space matters. And if you are spending most of your time in environments that do not nourish your soul, it will be much harder to maintain a high vibration, no matter how much inner work you do. Now, here's the most dangerous hidden energy drain of all: your own thoughts. You can change your environment, clear your space, set boundaries with people, but if the thoughts running through your mind are filled with self-doubt, fear, and limitation, your vibration will remain low. Your thoughts are the foundation of your frequency. Every time you think, "I am not good enough," every time you replay a past failure, every time you focus on what's missing rather than what's possible, you are lowering your own energy. And the scariest part? Most people don't even realize they are doing it. They think their thoughts are just the way things are. But your thoughts are not facts, they are choices. And the longer you allow low vibrational thoughts to dominate your mind, the more you reinforce a reality that keeps you stuck. So let me ask you, what are the hidden energy drains in your life? What are the things you have accepted as normal that are actually keeping you in a low vibration? Are you willing to let them go? Because here's the truth, your energy is your most valuable resource. If you allow it to be depleted by things that no longer serve you, you will never reach your highest potential. But if you take back control, if you clear the things that drain you and replace them with things that nourish you, your entire reality will shift. The art of energy protection: how to shield yourself from low vibrations and stay in a high-frequency state, no matter what. You can change your environment, clear the clutter, cut off toxic people, and even shift your mindset. But if you don't learn how to protect your energy, you will always be vulnerable to external vibrations. The truth is, we live in a world filled with chaotic energies. Everywhere you go, there are frequencies trying to influence you. Whether it's the stress of a crowded city, the negativity of the news, or the subconscious fears of the people around you, if you don't have strong energetic boundaries, you will constantly absorb energies that are not yours, and over time, they will lower your vibration without you even realizing it. Energy protection is not just about avoiding negativity, it's about mastering your own frequency so deeply that no external force can pull you out of alignment. Think of it like this: a candle in the wind will flicker and struggle to stay lit, but a candle protected by glass will burn steadily, no matter how strong the wind blows. Your energy works the same way. If you are constantly reacting to everything around you, your vibration will fluctuate based on external circumstances. But if you develop strong energy protection practices, you will be able to maintain a high-frequency state no matter what is happening around you. One of the most powerful ways to protect your energy is through intention. Most people wake up and go about their day without setting any energetic boundaries, which means they are automatically absorbing everything they come into contact with. Before you even leave your house, take a moment to set the intention that you are in control of your energy. Visualize yourself surrounded by a field of light. Imagine this light as a protective force, shielding you from anything that does not serve your highest good. This simple practice alone can make a massive difference because your energy follows your focus. If you consciously decide that you are protected, your subconscious mind will reinforce that belief, and you will become less susceptible to external negativity. Another key aspect of energy protection is being mindful of what you consume, and this goes beyond food. It includes the conversations you engage in, the content you watch, the music you listen to, and even the thoughts you allow into your mind. Every single thing you expose yourself to carries a frequency, and whether you realize it or not, you are absorbing that energy. If you are constantly watching fear-based news, listening to music filled with low vibrational messages, or engaging in conversations that revolve around gossip and negativity, your energy will begin to match those frequencies. This is why it's crucial to be selective. Surround yourself with things that uplift you, inspire you, and align with the energy you want to embody. One of the most underestimated forms of energy protection is silence. In a world that is constantly bombarding you with information, taking time to disconnect and sit in silence is one of the most powerful things you can do. Silence allows you to reset your energy, clear out external influences, and reconnect with your inner wisdom. If you feel drained, overwhelmed, or disconnected, ask yourself, when was the last time I sat in complete silence? Not scrolling, not listening to music, not consuming any external input, just pure, uninterrupted stillness. Most people fear silence because it forces them to face their own energy. But if you can learn to be comfortable in silence, you will develop an unshakable inner peace that no external force can disrupt. Another essential practice for energy protection is grounding. If you feel scattered, anxious, or like your energy is all over the place, grounding will bring you back into balance. One of the simplest ways to ground yourself is by connecting with nature. Walking barefoot on the earth, sitting under a tree, or even just spending time outside in the sun. Nature has a naturally high frequency, and when you immerse yourself in it, your energy automatically recalibrates. If you cannot physically be in nature, you can still ground yourself through breath work, meditation, or visualization. Imagine roots growing from your feet, anchoring you deep into the earth, stabilizing your energy and releasing anything that does not belong to you. But perhaps the most important aspect of energy protection is learning to trust your intuition. Your intuition is constantly giving you signals about the energy around you, but most people ignore them. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately felt uncomfortable, even though nothing seemed wrong on the surface? Have you ever met someone and felt an unexplainable heaviness in their presence? These feelings are not random. They are your intuition warning you about an energy that is not aligned with you. But instead of listening, most people dismiss these signals, telling themselves they are overreacting or being too sensitive. The truth is, your intuition is your greatest defense against low vibrations. If something feels off, it is off. If your energy drops around a certain person, there is a reason. If a situation makes you feel uneasy, trust that feeling. Your body and your energy field pick up on things that your logical mind cannot always explain. And the more you honor those feelings, the stronger your intuitive protection becomes. So let me ask you, how often do you take control of your own energy? Do you wake up and set the intention for your frequency, or do you let the world decide it for you? Are you consciously protecting your energy, or are you absorbing everything around you without realizing it? Because here's the truth. If you do not take charge of your vibrations, something else will. And if you allow external forces to dictate your energy, you will always be at the mercy of your environment. But if you develop strong energy protection practices, you will become untouchable. No matter where you go, no matter who you interact with, your vibration will remain high and nothing will be able to pull you down. Breaking free from low vibrational environments. How to create a life that supports your highest frequency. There comes a moment in every awakening journey when you realize that no matter how much inner work you do, no matter how much you meditate, journal, or practice self-improvement, if your external environment is not aligned with your highest frequency, you will always feel resistance. You cannot fully step into your power while remaining in a space that is pulling you back into old patterns. And this is where most people get stuck. They know their environment is toxic. They know the energy around them is keeping them small, but they stay out of comfort, fear, or attachment to the past. Breaking free is not just about leaving behind what no longer serves you. It is about having the courage to create a life that fully supports the person you are becoming. The first step in breaking free is radical self-honesty. You must be willing to see the truth, even if it is uncomfortable. Ask yourself, is my environment elevating me or draining me? Are the people I spend the most time with inspiring me or keeping me stuck? Do I feel expansive and energized in my current space, or do I feel heavy and restricted? Be brutally honest, because the truth is, if you are constantly surrounded by people who operate from fear, negativity, and limitation, it does not matter how much you work on yourself, your growth will always be slower, your energy will always be compromised, and your vibration will always be pulled downward. The next step is learning to detach from environments that no longer align with your frequency. This does not mean cutting everyone off or making drastic changes overnight. It means slowly but intentionally shifting your energy away from what drains you and toward what nourishes you. If certain relationships are depleting you, start setting boundaries. If your living space feels heavy or stagnant, start clearing and rearranging it. If your daily routine is keeping you in a low vibrational state, start making small changes. Wake up earlier, spend more time in nature, limit your exposure to negativity. These small shifts may seem insignificant, but they create momentum. And the more you shift your energy, the more your external reality will begin to reflect that change. One of the most powerful things you can do to break free is to find your high vibrational spaces. Not all environments are created equal. Some places naturally carry higher frequencies, places filled with nature, creativity, and inspiration. Seek out these spaces. Spend more time in places that uplift you, whether it is a park, a bookstore, a spiritual center, or even just a quiet coffee shop where you feel peaceful. Find the places that make you feel alive and immerse yourself in them as often as possible. Your energy is deeply influenced by your surroundings, and the more time you spend in high vibrational spaces, the more your own frequency will rise. But here is the most important part. You must consciously create a life that supports your highest frequency. This means designing your environment with intention. Surround yourself with things that inspire you. Art, music, books, nature. Be selective with the people you allow into your inner circle. Choose relationships that nourish your soul, that challenge you to grow, that reflect the energy you want to embody. Let go of anything that no longer aligns with your highest self, even if it is difficult. Because the reality is, you cannot hold on to the life you have and step into the life you desire at the same time. At some point, you must choose. So, let me ask you, are you ready to break free? Are you ready to stop settling for environments that keep you small? Are you willing to walk away from anything that no longer serves your highest good, no matter how familiar or comfortable it may be? Because here is the truth. Your energy is your greatest asset, and the moment you stop allowing external forces to dictate your frequency, the moment you take full control of your vibration, your entire reality will shift. The people, the opportunities, the experiences that match your highest self will begin to appear. Life will no longer feel like resistance, it will feel like flow. But it all starts with a decision. The decision to no longer tolerate anything that pulls you away from your power. The decision to rise.